This smartphone choke. It choke die. The Galaxy has 90 Hz refresh rate and it was powered by the MediaTek Helio G80 chipset. Somehow, Infinix, Tecno and Redmi almost make me think say it is not possible for a MediaTek Helio G80 chipset to get 90 Hz refresh rate. But thank God, Samsung A32 came and proved otherwise. The Galaxy A32 has so much value to offer at the price of 250 USD. But if you convert the price to Naira, it becomes expensive because of Naira value wey don't fall like Bobby Johnson. But even at that, I can't deny how sweet the phone is. I tried the bending test first of all to see whether the phone go break, but rara tivol, the phone strong kakaraka. It passed the bending test with flying colors because the back and the front are protected by Corning Gorilla Glass 5, which is very tough to break. I also had the sensor test and I noticed the Galaxy A32 sensor score was average. It requires your fingerprints to be dried all the time before it can unlock the device. If your hand is sweaty or there is a little water or kind of wet, you will not fit unlock the device except your hand dey very dry. The value the smartphone offers, however, goes beyond the test. The display is AMOLED panel with 90 Hz refresh rate and the screen resolution is 1080p. The brightness of the screen can go as high as 800 nits. So even when you dey under the sun, the screen still dey very sharp. For example, if you put other smartphones like Infinix, Tecno and some Redmi phones close to them, it dey outshine them because the brightness level dey very high. Now, the smartphone doesn't have LED notification lights, and that is why the always on display is a good feature to use. If you switch it on, the phone screen does it off entirely with the always on display on. You fit use this feature know when you have missed call, text messages and other notifications. Simply put, it fit serve as your notification panel and no fear, it doesn't consume battery. In terms of performance, which includes playing of games, multitasking and how good the MediaTek Helio G80 image signal processor works with the cameras, I'll say the Helio G80 chipset is not entirely bad for a 2021 mid-range smartphone. Although I've experienced the smartphone hanging a couple of times, especially when I'm using the Chrome application to browse and when I'm using Twitter application. So to avoid that or to contain that, you go wait some more or you go tap on the power button twice for it to regain its consciousness. I've used other smartphones with Helio G80 devices, smartphones like the Infinix Note 8, Tecno Pova and the Redmi 9. Those smartphones are powered by the MediaTek Helio G80 chipset, but the Galaxy A32 performs better than them. In short, none of those smartphones has 90 Hz refresh rates. The Galaxy A32 is the first device using MediaTek Helio G80 chipset with 90 Hz refresh rate enabled that I've seen. Camera-wise, the Galaxy A32 has 64 megapixel primary lens, 8 megapixel ultra-wide, 5 megapixel macro and 5 megapixel depth sensor, while the front megapixel is 20 megapixel. The 64 megapixel rear camera are bright and sharp. It can get easily exposed sometimes. It lacks consistency sometimes. The 64 megapixel on the A52 performs better than the one on this A32. And if you want to take clear pictures, use the primary camera and not the ultra-wide lens. Overall, the A32 camera is not the core strength of the smartphone, but it can give you what you want when it comes to giving you soft work. It comes with Android 11 out of the box as a software, and according to Samsung, the Galaxy A32 will keep on getting major software updates for the next 3 years. So Android 12, 13 and 14 will come to the Galaxy A32. But how does that affect you may ask? Well, it means that you can buy the Galaxy A32 now and use it for the next 4 years. Also, now battery be the heart of every smartphone, and that's why the Galaxy A32 comes with 5000 mAh battery capacity. With 90Hz refresh rate enabled, the smartphone gave me 10 hours screen on time, which means if I had set it to 60Hz refresh rate, it can last me way longer than that. So it is a strong battery device that can last you for 2 days plus, depending on your usage. Now, if I'm to pass my verdict, I would say yes, it's a great budget smartphone to buy, but I also advise you to wait first. Let's see if when the Redmi Note 10 series launch, whether they will come at a cheaper price and they'll be better. But be the case that the drops and the value is nowhere compared to this, and the price is also at this same range, then Galaxy A32 will be so easy to recommend. But until then, let's wait when we have the Redmi Note 10 series in the studio, and we will tell you in our review if it is worth it or not. But for now, if you really want to go for the Galaxy A32, you can't wait for the Redmi Note 10 series to drop. Or let's say you are a core app fan of Samsung smartphones, yes, the Galaxy A32 is a good mid-range smartphone I can recommend that has a budget price I can recommend at the moment. So please, if you enjoyed this video, subscribe, turn on the post bell, like and share. Thanks for watching. It's my dear, and I'll see you around in my next one.